Hi, this is Gráinne from the Sound Healing Academy. Recently, we spoke to the team at Positive Life. Positive Life is a magazine based in Dublin in Ireland that focuses on holistic events as well as uplifting and inspiring content. Our principal, Tony, spoke to Alison, the editor, about workshops that we'll be running next year in 2022 and also some self-care techniques that we can use for ourselves to bring about a state of balance in the body. Let's go check it out.
There's a way of now, based on the research we've been doing, of helping ourselves very quickly and effectively to deal with the kind of challenges that we're all facing at the moment with the pandemic and everything that's been going on now for so long. So a lot of people are either very stressed for whatever, by that in various ways, emotionally and mentally and physically stressed by that. Other people get more turn inward and they become more depressed and maybe more lethargic, having a sense of fatigue, this kind of thing. But these conditions are around generally in our lifestyle. And so what we've been working with, doing research, is an app based on an iPad, as it happens, called Ansanalysis, that's produced by a company in Germany. And it's used by over 1,000 medical practitioners in Germany and Switzerland and Austria. So it's well used and is well researched and very well put together. And we've been using that to not only to test the effectiveness of some of these approaches that we've been working with for all these years, to see how effective they can be at influencing in a positive way the regulation of our autonomic nervous system. Okay, so just a few words about that. Okay, the autonomic nervous system is a part of our nervous system. So it's all about neurobiology essentially, which is connected but separate from what's called the central nervous system. So the central nervous system is really the nerves that go down our spine and then out from our spine, down through all our limbs and so on, and triggers movement and picks up various signals and sends it all back to the brain. The autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system that is directly involved in controlling the functioning of our organs, particularly the heart and our digestive organs. So the kidneys, the liver, and so on, and the bowel. And so it's also connected up through nerves, which basically come out from the base of the skull, from the brainstem. And there are these two main parts to it. There's the sympathetic part and the parasympathetic part. So the sympathetic is designed to respond to stresses in the nature of you need to fight or fight, you need to run. Something's like, the tiger's coming down to get you on the savannah, then you want to run away from it or fight it, kind of thing. And then also the parasympathetic is more about the rest and digest. So that's when you've had a meal, you need to just take a moment just to sit back and digest the meal. That's the analogy. And so what happens is that in our lifestyles, what can happen is that the sympathetic, that stress kind of response, as it's known, can get stuck on. And so people are their autonomic nervous system isn't functioning. It's in this high stuck on stress mode. The sympathetic is highly stressed. Or the parasympathetic can get stuck on highly stressed, or not highly stressed, but stuck on through stresses that have maybe taken them through a very high degree of intensity, and then there's like a crash that happens. And so you can get chronic fatigue, ME, depression, you can get isolation from this and so on. And so that's when the parasympathetic can get locked on. And often that can be in response to trauma and as a childhood and that kind of thing. And so what we found is that both of these stuck on things, when that happens, when either of them are stuck on, then you get a whole range of physical, emotional and mental health challenges emerging that, too long to list really, but, often the most profound is actually heart problems, okay? And so, or digestive problems. And so what we can do with some very simple techniques is using sound and a little bit of movement and a little bit of breath work kind of thing, is just to unlock the stuckness that's there, the stuck on sympathetic or the stuck on parasympathetic, and just get greater regulation, as it's called, in the autonomic nervous system so that it's functioning more smoothly and more effectively. So I'm really fascinated by that. So what we've done is we've used the app to initially make an assessment of ourselves or clients and to get a reading of this sympathetic, parasympathetic, and then over a course of 7 minutes to then use 3 techniques. And every time I found that these 3 techniques are put together, then there's an immediate shift in the autonomic nervous system, and everything just drops into balance. I mean, it's quite incredible. And then you can then give these like little practices to somebody to do every day just for 7 minutes. And if they keep doing that for a period of time, usually within a week, 2 weeks, a month, you know, a lot of these problems disappear.
Oh, are you going to share those with us? Or
Yeah, I could do that,
yeah?
sure.
Okay.
So the first technique is mostly a movement-based thing, but this is where you lock your fingers together and you put it behind your head, and then you basically you're going to turn your head, not your whole body. You're not trying to do a spinal twist here, but you're just going to turn your head in my case, to the right initially, and then your eyes, in this case, go all the way around to the right. So you're peering all the way around to the right with your hands behind your head. All right, so it's like this. So you would breathe in and then breathe out. And then you hold it there just for the out breath, and then you breathe in, and you do the same the other way. So you're going to turn your head to the left and then look as far as you can round to the left. So you breathe in and then you come back to the front again. Now, what we're going to do now is we're just going to repeat that, but this time you stay on both sides just for as long as it takes for you to get a sense of relaxation. So you're just going to breathe in just kind of normally, in a normal way, just for maybe half a minute on each side, just until you get a sense of relaxation coming in, like you just feel your muscles are relaxing or something like that. And then at that point, this is where the sound comes in, you just let out a sound, like it could just be a sigh or just an out breath or something like that. Okay, so it goes like this. I'm not going to do it for as long as that because we haven't got that much time on this recording. Okay, so it goes. Okay, so say I start feeling the relaxation now, it would be, so it's just the sigh of release. And then you do the same on the other side. Okay. And what we find is that sigh actually really makes a big difference. Okay. So the next thing is about using a tuning fork. Now I've got a tuning fork here with what's called a crystal foot on the end. So that just means that the tuning fork, the effectiveness is spread out a little bit more widely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it, this is the technique, and these are not very expensive. You can put it on what's called the vagus nerve here at the side of your neck, and then place it there, tap it first, place it here. It runs behind what's called the sternocleidomastoid muscle here on both sides. So you place it there and you just let the vibration of the tuning fork be there just for a couple of minutes on each side. Okay, so you do that in a few places down that muscle here, the one that sticks out. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Sticks out, okay, so you do that there. All right, so that's that one, that's sound using a tuning fork. And then the third one, which you just do just to finish off for maybe a minute or a minute and a half, is just simple humming. Okay, so when you're using humming, just simply like, it doesn't, you don't have to do any fancy singing or anything. It's just like a but you can feel the vibration in your voice box, in your throat. And then because this vagus nerve here is running down the side, the vibration of all of that just affects it nicely. So what we're doing here is what's called doing a vagus break. Okay, so the vagus break is what switches off this sympathetic stuck on or the parasympathetic stuck on and just gets the autonomic nervous system going really well.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. Sometimes when I'm doing yoga, I can feel that kind of happening spontaneously, or a sound will come out.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, when the sound comes out, I think, oh, great, I've done something. Something's happening, like when the sound happens.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you've clicked on then. That was amazing. Thank you so much for those.
Oh, you're welcome.
I guess if people want to find out more about you and find out a little bit about the Academy, where should they go?
Well, we have a website. It's academyofsoundhealing.com. So that's the best place to find out more about it and more about what we do. There's a little bit more about me there, but also, about our teachers that we have. Like I said, we have a teacher in Dublin, Simone, who runs workshops when she can. But we have a lot of online courses that people can do as well at any time.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you so much for talking to us today. And I hope people will give those a try, or maybe ask Simone for
Yeah, sure.
With that.
That's right. And the other thing just to say is that, we have had quite a few people in Ireland already go through our training. And so we have a whole network of qualified practitioners, who can do this. And people are there ready and able to help you now, if that's what you want, to get an experience of this. And so we have on our website what we call a practitioner directory that you can just link on, and you can just type into it Ireland as the country, and then you'll see all the practitioners in Ireland that are there. There's pages of them, and then you can find one that's near you and kind of get a taste for it that way.
Yeah, fantastic. And at least that way you can have confidence knowing that once you have the experience from someone experienced, professional, and you can have the feeling and know that you're doing it right for yourself and know that it's working for you. So
yeah, exactly. That's right.
A great idea. Okay, well, you can also read, I'm going to be writing a little piece about Tony in our winter issue, so you can have a read of that too. So we'll talk to you soon, and thanks, Tony.
Thank you very much, Alison. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
A big thank you to Alison, Paul, and all the team at Positive Life. Do check out their website, positivelife.ie, where we'll be featuring in their winter issue next month. As always, we hope you enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.